This is Rehearsal and Recovery with Jamelyn Gray. Today's guest, Tess Cinpinski.
It's funny, every time I record an audition for any kind of style of audition, anytime I watch it back, I'm like, I should probably quit doing this. Every time I'm like, you're really bad. Like,
Why are you even bothering? Yes.
right?
I live in that space myself.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, musical auditions are the worst. I'm like, I don't think I can sing. I'm like, it's not the feedback I get. I'm like, but what if I can't sing? People are just lying to me the whole time.
They're absolutely lying to you the whole time. They're absolutely
It's the only logical answer.
Yeah, totally. Welcome, Tess Cinpinski, to my space, and for being game to be open with your journey and stuff. So thanks for coming.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We should be transparent. We just worked together this spring on a really great show. I've got the posters over there, and then there's a postcard like right over there. Right. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we just did that show this spring, Bug by Tracy Letts. I was Agnes, you were RC, and it was wonderful and amazing.
So much fun.
It was so much fun. We had so much fun on that show.
Do it again.
And it's a really hard show, and all of us came off that process just like that was so much fun and amazing and wonderful, and I had a really great time.
I did too. I honestly feel like it's one of those shows that will just stick with me forever.
Yeah,
Truly.
Totally.
It's and it's funny because I would never be able to do it again. I don't think I would be able to do it again because I enjoyed our show so much and the people
100%.
in it that to try to do it again, I would only be comparing it to what was already an excellent experience. So I'm like, would I be failing myself doing that? I don't know, and that's also like a pretty rare thing that happens that you would be in a show a second time.
To get to do it again. Yeah. And well, like we were discussing that show, by the time that we had done it, it had already been 10 years since somebody had done it before. So, and it's not that it's getting old. Like it's not that it's impossible for somebody to do that show again, but it's a tough show.
Yeah. All aspects of that show are difficult.
And you actually saw the show that was the 10 years before show. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool to have that perspective.
Oh, I fell in love with it then. It was so good. It was so good. Being an audience member the first time experiencing that show is it's great. There's so much that happens. There's so many surprises and turns in it that you don't expect. It almost like gives it that theatrical feel of watching like your favorite TV series or something.
Yeah. If you have not seen it or read it, you should go and see it or read it or do you should at least read it. You should at least pick it up and read it.
There is the movie version.
And there is the movie version as well.
If you can see it live, that's probably the best way.
Yeah. I think the magic of live performance of that piece has got to be something so good.
Well, because you get to experience it in the room with them, and that's nerve-wracking.
That's the claustrophobia and the what is going on, what is real and what is not, and all of that. Yeah. So that's I just wanted to be transparent on there. So so just to start, because even I don't know, because for all the time that we talked a little bit about your family and things like that over the rehearsal process, but I don't have like the grand view of how you grew up and where you grew up and things like that. So can we start in the beginning?
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
Where did I grow up? I grew up in southeastern Wisconsin in Elm Grove. That was the majority of my childhood and my very favorite house. But I always go back there in my nightmares and my dreams. It's wild.
Oh, I do that too.
It's so vivid to me. It's like the most important house to me, apparently.
You
But
get
so,
trapped in like all
oh
those kinds
yeah,
of things. Is it bigger than what like? Do you have secret passageways and things like that? Do you have those kinds of dreams?
it just kind of morphs. And sometimes it will actually morph into this other house that I lived in when I was like early high school, I think. Which is weird because I don't know why that house plays a role in that. It always creeped me out. Maybe that's why that house is creepy. I did not like it. I would always have like panic attacks when I was left alone in it. But anyway, so I grew up, I took dance when I was a kid.
Nice.
I forget how old I was. Maybe like 7 or something like that. And
Okay.
I took it all the way to high school.
Oh,
So
wow.
that was a big like activity that I was a part
And
of.
what kinds of dance did you?
Ballet, tap, and jazz.
Nice.
Yeah. I love tap dance. It's my absolute favorite thing. I love watching great tap dancers because that's not something I can accomplish. And I know how much skill it takes to actually get in there and make those like clean sounds and everything with your tap shoes.
Yeah.
And I also find it fascinating. Sorry, I know I'm jumping around, but I find it fascinating when it comes to tap dance that if you try to if you try to learn it as an adult, it's 10 times more difficult because your brain can't like compartmentalize your feet anymore. Like toe, heel, flat. Like those are the parts of your foot you're using.
Yeah.
And like I was in a college course of people that were doing it for the first time, and I had like what, 10 some years
Sure.
doing it. And so obviously it came back to me really easy. It was super fun, but I was watching people really struggle with just like getting those sounds in. But it makes so much sense, you
There's
know?
so many things that once we get older, it's so much
Yeah.
harder to make
I know.
happen.
I wish I would have stuck with an
Languages,
instrument.
all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you took a whole bunch of dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
And where did you do that? Just in Milwaukee or?
It still exists. It's called Axon Dance.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I don't know where it is anymore, but I know they do a lot of like dance competitions and
Okay.
stuff too. There are a lot of kids in my high school that did a lot of competing, which is crazy talent. I could never do that. I auditioned. I was in an audition for um being in some of the competitions or being a part of like the touring group and everything, and I failed so hard. It
Oh
was it
no.
was such an awful
Oh
experience
no.
that I never wanted to touch dance. Like I didn't touch dance again for like 2 more years.
Oh no.
I could have been in it, but I think I dropped out at least like 1 or 2 years in high school because I was so humiliated.
Oh no.
Right? I was like, "Aw," and I was such like a I was such a shy kid. I am like inherently pretty shy. Um, but so
Just crushing.
that was mortifying to
Oh
me.
no.
Because already being in dance and being in recitals, like, scared me quite a bit, but I
Yeah.
did them, and I'm happy I did, but, yeah, horrible. So horrible. I remember that being, like, a big, like, pivotal thing, in therapy one time it came up. It was like a meditation type therapy, and it was about, like, going back into moments that, like, just come to your brain that were pivotal.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about that moment for, like, 30 some years, and all of a sudden I'm like,
Bam.
just like yesterday, and I remember, like, how humiliated I was, and I wonder if that ties into having a hard time wanting to audition and stuff to this day a little bit, like, that fear,
Like
because
it just
like
stuck with you so much
yeah,
that
yeah. I
mm,
shake, like, every time I do an audition, I'm shaking,
oh, no,
you
I
know?
still have my
Yeah,
intense
yeah.
stage fear moments
I
as well.
swear it doesn't matter how prepared
Yeah.
or how
Yep.
confident. It's like I could even be like, the director just wants you to audition, you're gonna get the role. I'm still gonna be standing
Yeah.
there
Same.
terrified.
Same. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Video.
Yeah.
Any audition.
Yeah.
I think that's why I started a company because it's like
No, it
then
makes
I can get
yeah.
over my fear of auditioning.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
makes sense
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. It's not. There are other reasons why I started. It's all about me. It's not. So you did lots of dance in Elm Grove, and
Yeah.
and what was your Do you consider your childhood to be like a good childhood? Was it normal? Was it
Yeah, I would say it's normal
nothing sticks out?
nuclear family.
Okay.
Yeah,
You didn't have like a bunch of divorces in your
no,
family or any of that
no.
rigmarole?
Mm. No, I had a really good upbringing. Uh, yeah, that's I don't know.
Okay.
I was really close with my sister. She's still my best friend, but
Very nice.
yeah. So when I got into middle school was when I made some
Still in
friends.
Elm Grove?
That's in Brookfield at that point.
Oh, okay. Made the big move.
Swanson, I think it is. I think it's still called Swanson too. But I met some really nice girls that were in choir and stuff like that, and so I auditioned to be in the choir, and I got into that. And so that felt really good. And then they were doing the like middle school musicals and stuff, and I auditioned for that, and I would get in for the dancing roles and some of like the chorus numbers and stuff like that. Um, so that's kind of how early I got into it and kind of enjoyed it. I don't know. I didn't really get hit with like the acting bug until my senior year of high school.
Oh,
I can
wow.
pinpoint the exact moment that it happened.
What was it?
So there was this monologue show. My one of my teachers, Tommy Lewick, who's pretty prominent in
Yes.
the theater scene still.
Yes.
But one of my teachers and someone who I would consider a mentor, put me in that show, and it was a very funny physical comedy kind of monologue. And I was going to be out there by myself, and for the first time, like that's pretty frightening. And so, of course, like being again the very shy, anxious kid that I was, that was quite the feat to like get over those nerves and do the thing. But I remember the very first show that we had, getting off stage and that energy that just like this, like it was just overwhelming. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm sure people have felt it before when they perform and they went out and they did a thing. They were like, I knew this was gonna be really hard, and I did it. And it just felt so incredible. And I loved that people were laughing at something I was
Yeah.
doing, because I was never a kid that wanted to be in the limelight, not really. And so, like, to feel that for, like, the first time ever, I was like, "Whoa, I think I like that," you know?
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Do you remember
it
what the
felt
piece
addicting.
was? Do you remember what the
It was I wish I could remember what it was called. It wasn't from a play, it was just, like, one of those, like, standalone
Sure,
monologues.
sure.
I know it had something to do with a tampon.
Great.
Weird, I guess, when you think about it. But it was funny. I do remember it being pretty funny. I remember using the monologue again, like in early college, because I didn't know better. And, you know, before you learn, you're like, oh, monologues have to come from plays, not just
Not
standalone
just
monologues, not for
books,
theater at
yeah.
least.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So, in all honesty, if it wasn't for Tommy, I wouldn't be doing theater.
Wow.
Without a doubt. Like, that teacher believed in me so much. I don't think I would have ever gotten back into it if it wasn't for him.
What do you see yourself doing instead of like because you kind of went like dance never mind dance.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what do you, because you're such an artistic person, like
Yeah.
what the hell would you be doing?
I know, right?
mean,
Isn't that interesting?
it's so interesting.
But for some reason, it kept just like cycling back into my life, theater.
Okay.
So after high
The
school,
universe says you
yeah,
must be
yeah,
doing this.
which is
Yeah.
weird. It's how that works sometimes, right? But yeah, when I graduated high school, my first year, I went to WCTC for culinary management, and so there's also no
What is that?
the culinary arts. So it's just like
No.
cooking.
What
And
is the
sorry,
acronym? The W. What did you say?
WCTC, Waukesha County
Technical
Technical
College.
College.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I went there, and of course, there's no art program. It's a 2-year college, tech college, and I ended up transferring, dropping out of being in culinary management because it wasn't meant for me. I went into baking for the summer. I did like an apprenticeship type thing. I was like, hey, waking up at 3 in the morning to go and bake fucking sucks. I was like, I don't want to do that. And even though like my bigger pipe dream would have been going down the path of maybe cake decorating and stuff, which
Sure.
kind of creative, right?
Oh,
Like that could
100%.
maybe that could have been the
Yeah.
route. But
If you could get up at 3 o'clock.
that's the thing. I was like, oh, I
That's
was like,
so
if you
fun.
make wedding cakes, you probably have to get up really early to like make sure the client has their cake for their wedding. I'm like, I don't want to do that either. So
That's so
that
funny.
also went out the
Oh my
window. I
God.
really had a hard time sticking to things for a long time. I think I remember
Just find yourself like
yeah.
going like
Yeah.
trying.
I think a
But
lot
that's
of
still
it,
pretty cool. Like just
yeah,
finding and discovering who you are
Yeah.
through just trying.
yeah. And a lot of it was pretty creative, so that makes a lot of sense. But I ended up going to UW Waukesha. God rest its soul. It no longer exists, which is so strange to me.
Man, Waukesha, Manitowoc,
It's crazy.
Oshkosh, the theater department is dead. Like, it's not, it's a graveyard out there.
Waukesha had such a nice theater. Makes me so sad.
Yeah, wasn't
It's
Steve
probably
Decker over there?
it's probably gonna be something depressing, Probably. But so I ended up going over there, and from that point on, I wasn't going to declare any kind of major because I was like, I don't know anymore. And so I just went to get my general credits taken care of, like math and sciences and history and whatever, English, and
Were you doing this in like in like the normal timeline kind of thing? Because it took me,
Yeah.
11 years non-consecutively and 3 different schools to try and finally get that bachelor's.
Yeah.
So but were you like,
I think I graduated 5 years in
okay,
college. I think.
okay.
I think.
I think that's fairly standard these days.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I wish I didn't go student loans, but that would have saved me so much money that I'm still paying back.
Adulting.
Yeah. But there was this musical called All I Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. Oh, it's just like it's a big ensemble piece.
Sure.
As there's some solo numbers and whatnot. I did not get one of those. But I remember seeing the poster and being like, "Oh, I really kind of want to audition for that." But I was also so scared because I hadn't done anything for a while. But I ended up taking the risk and I did that show and I did another one. I did another one after that. So I fell right back into it.
Did you find your confidence growing as you?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think stage fright and confidence are like 2 separate compartments.
Yeah.
I think those initial steps of actually achieving the part and then growing within the
Yeah.
process itself is 2 completely
Yeah.
different things.
Yeah. I think I would have been an incredibly shy person if I never touched theater. Truly. Like, I do not think I would be sitting with you on a podcast talking about
Talking about your
anything.
life.
Nor would we have been in a show that was that cool.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
soul bearing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the cool thing when I look back on things. I'm like, my high school kid self would be so proud of who I am, and I love that. Because when I try to think of what I would have thought when I was like 18 again, I'm like, I would have been blown away that that's what you ended up doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, I like to think about that sometimes and be like, like clearly there was so much growth coming back to that. Like totally, you're right. Like the confidence grew, and then going to UWM and I got into their BFA acting program.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a really intense 2 years of just movement and acting, and we did mask work and clowning and Shakespeare and
Yeah.
um really great professors. I still get like really giddy when they come to see my things. Bill Watson was at Bug.
Was he
He was
really?
one of my professors, yeah.
Okay.
So he taught me the clowning and the mask work and Shakespeare,
Did he
which
come with
is
Megan?
I think so.
Okay. Okay.
I would think so,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Um, but there's
Sorry,
so
inside
much.
people.
Oh yeah, his daughter.
His daughter. Yeah, sorry. Who
Um,
has also worked with the constructivists. And yeah, so yeah. Did he
I
enjoy it? Did he?
yeah, he was really impressed. You could tell he
Yay.
was, yeah. But it's still one of those things where I'm like, oh, I hope you're proud of me. Like he's
Well, of course.
because he influenced how I act. He influenced how I approach acting.
Yeah.
I would probably say him and then my professor Rebecca Holderness are the two people that I pull the most from.
Okay.
I'm sure I pull things from everyone that I learned from and was directed by in college, but those two stand out quite a bit. Rebecca and I kind of butted heads when we were in college because I was a very stubborn student and I was lazy. I was lazy. I could look back on it now and be like, you were a lazy 20-something-year-old, you know? And I think she saw.
Was it do you feel like it was lazy, or was it really, and this is coming from somebody who goes through a lot of anxiety as well. Do you think it was anxiety based and fear based rather than
Probably was a mix of both,
okay?
you know? I like, yeah, it was probably a mix of both.
Because I know how I approach things a lot, and so much of my behavior in the past, I just go, "Oh my God, this has anxiety written all over it."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she was an intimidating lady
Okay.
for sure.
Okay.
So that could be part of it. But yeah, I just love the fact that you know, the person that maybe you don't see eye to eye as well with years ago when you were learning from them is somebody you really admire down the road and that you
Sure.
actually have utilized a lot of their teachings to get you where you are.
Yeah.
It's just kind of cool. And I'm so happy to admit that, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Like you actually made a huge dent in how I approach acting or a character, and that's pretty fucking cool. After we got into creating Youngblood, like I feel like I'm jumping so
You're
far.
not. You're totally on this
I'm just
linear
jumping.
path
Okay.
of like growing
I guess
up.
it's just like kind of connects, right?
No, I'm following you. I'm sure they're following you too. But so the only question that I have is, so you started at Waukesha, you ended at UWM.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there you transferred.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then yeah. So when did Youngblood actually start? Was that after you graduated?
Okay, wait, can we backtrack for
Yeah,
a
we can
second?
backtrack.
Because this is kind of wild. Because I know I was meant to be an actor in Milwaukee specifically, and here's why I say
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Okay. So after UW Waukesha, I actually applied and got into Whitewater. I
Oh.
signed up for all of my classes. Everything. I had my whole semester planned. I think I was minoring in theater, and then I was majoring in like psychology or social work or something. I forget what I decided.
Like all of us.
Yeah.
Like we all started.
Yeah.
Often. I'm going to be a psychologist.
So,
Yes.
yeah. It's still fascinating. But I had a hard time finding housing. And so I ended up dropping out of
Failing.
that. I moved like without a moment's notice. I moved to Milwaukee and lived with my sister on the east side.
Holy
And
heck.
enrolled at UWM and did the same thing, minored in theater, and then
Just like that. Just like
yeah,
the universe says no, so I'm gonna.
yeah. But the thing about Whitewater is that the professors there are Angela Ioni and Marty Goebel,
Yeah.
who are Milwaukee-based actors.
Yeah.
So I would have been pulled back into Milwaukee regardless if I
Sure.
went to UWM
Sure.
or Whitewater, I think.
Sure.
I think my approach to acting would be completely different because how Angela and Marty approach it is very different from how I know I approach it.
Okay.
But that's very different from how Rebecca and Bill
Bill do,
and
yeah.
Raylene and Michelle all approach it. So yeah, it's just interesting like what influences you. So back to UWM. With the BFA program, there was a class ahead of me. There was a class behind me, and then so on and so forth. And we would all kind of be in classes together at one point because, like, the people ahead of you were in some of the movement classes with, or whatever it was, or some of the shows with.
Sure.
So you got to know them pretty well. And this leads into Youngblood, which happened immediately after college. And someone who was ahead of me in the program, Michael Cody, wanted to run a theater company.
Okay.
And so I remember we had a coffee date, and he just kind of brought up the idea of like doing theater and having a company and whatnot. And he asked me if there was if there were any plays that like really came to mind and everything. And I really love the play David's Red-Haired Death by Sherry Kramer. Or I think you're supposed to pronounce it David's Red-Haired Death. Sorry. I got Sherry Kramer, when I did her play, sent me an email about the pronunciation of it. No joke. And I was like, I better say that right. I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
laughing because it's like it's kind of funny because like I got called out, and you would never
Yeah,
think
yeah,
you would
yeah,
get called
yeah,
out
yeah.
by a playwright, and I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh no, but I had no idea.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
so yeah, sometimes playwrights are really paying attention,
They're
which is why you can't
yes.
don't fuck with their
Do not
material.
yes. Please respect the playwrights out there. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Youngblood formed, and there were 5 of us, I think. 5? Let's see. Michael Cody, Ben Wilson, Rich Gillard, Andrew Voss, and myself. And we started putting together these really great plays that were coming off Broadway.
Mhm.
And that we could obtain and whatnot. We also I know Michael was working at the rep in I think the ticket booth at that time, and he would have access to like some of the plays and stuff that they were kind of reading through and whatnot and considering for their
Sure.
seasons. And that's how we found a lot of them.
Sure.
Or it's going out and just finding things that are similar.
Sure.
And then we would kind of pitch them to each other and whatnot. And the thing that I loved about Youngblood was that I feel like all of us were on the same page
Yeah.
for the seasons that it existed. And it was something pretty incredible. I could tell there was a really unique vibe around it. There was this energy around it of like extreme support from the community, and like everyone wanted to be involved in the shows. Like people really wanted to audition. I was like, that's so cool.
Yeah.
And to have gotten the chance to actually be a part of that company was amazing. I wish I could go back in time and do a better job, if that makes sense. Like I loved the plays I got to act in and everything, but I mean more on like the administrative
Yeah. The
side of
actual
things.
company running
I just
side
don't
of
think
it.
I was mature enough. Like, I'll be honest, like in my 20s, like I just was not a very mature 20-year-old. Like I didn't really like function in the world as like a lot more mature people would. I feel like I was just like kind of behind. Like I don't know if I
I
had
don't know. Look, it's 20 is, and you know, in hindsight now, it's
yeah.
so young.
Yeah.
So young.
And maybe it's just my perspective. And I
Yeah.
am very hard on myself
Yeah.
for sure. So it could be my perspective. But I mean, yeah, I do wish I could have put more effort into
How
it.
many shows did you do per season?
I want to say 4.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. I wonder if some years it was 3, but it was definitely 3 to 4.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. It was a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and maybe that's what and that was what was hard about it, was that I really wanted to be pursuing acting. And so then to do, to go to the meetings and plan the things for the company and everything with the team, it took up a lot of time and it took up a
Yeah.
lot of energy. And I also just wanted to be a 20-year-old, and I wanted to be out and I wanted to be partying and like
Yeah.
hanging out with people, right? And yeah, so the final year the Youngblood was around, I had dropped out, but I was in one of my favorite plays I did with them called Dying City. It was a 2-person show. I forget who. Is it Christopher Durang?
Is it?
I could be totally wrong. I could be
Should
totally
we
wrong
Google
saying
it?
that. We could look it up.
Should we Google it? We make
Um,
people watch as we Google
it's
things.
a really excellent play. Um, yeah, the lead male plays a twin, so they play their own twin, which is actually like a pretty cool character
Christopher
study.
Shin.
Christopher
Yeah,
Shin.
you were right
Okay,
on the Christopher. Yeah, yeah,
close.
yeah, yeah.
And that one of my earlier favorite achievements was that I got written up in the Journal Sentinel as one of the outstanding performances of the year.
Yay!
Yeah. So I love that it was about the show that I really loved. It was really challenging.
Yeah.
Um and then to, like get the accolades that you're hoping you would get, but that I did get, that felt really, really good being that early into acting and stuff.
Just as a reminder, we get paid so little.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it's so hard, you're doing what you love, and we love the art form and all that kind of stuff. That whole thing about like just getting little pieces of a kudos here and a kudos there is just it's
It
just
makes such a
nice.
difference.
It's just nice.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's nice to be, called out and just like thank you for your work.
Yeah, it is. It totally is.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Do the things with the pillow.
Oh, it's so comfortable.
So when did you then when was was that the last show of Youngblood then?
No. I don't remember what the very last one
Oh, okay.
was.
We could look it up.
Yeah, I don't remember. Well, because I wasn't involved in
You had moved on.
producing it
Yeah.
for that last year, so I'm a little fuzzy on it.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, it was sad to see it go. Michael was our artistic director, and he left to go into the directing program at Northwestern, which, if I am correct, only 2 people get accepted into
Yeah.
this program,
Yeah.
and he was one of them.
Yeah.
So, like,
That's a big deal.
dude, your calling is obvious to be in that role.
Yeah.
You're both very good at it. You've got a great head on your shoulders. You got into an incredible program.
Yeah.
You should go.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
yeah, incredible. But yeah, then that just kind of opened the
And
door to.
so what timeline are we in now? Where
So
this is
so Youngblood was 2009 to 2014,
okay.
and so
So you're
yeah,
in the mid-teens at this
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
yeah. And then because of Youngblood, I met a lot of other great producers for theater companies, like the people at Optimist and Theater Red when that was up and running. And so I auditioned with them and got into those shows, and so I kind of worked with all those groups for a while, and then took a giant chunk of time off. Like what, 7 years I think it was.
Yeah.
I got married
Yeah.
during like my last maybe year that I was acting. I got married. Yeah. So the reason why I stopped acting was really because unfortunately my partner was not very supportive of it, was kind of a jealous person, that sort of
Okay.
a thing. And so I believed that when you love someone, you do everything in
You
your
make
power to try to
compromise.
and you try to save it. And I wanted him more than anything. And so I decided to stop acting. And I don't think I was like just a hard stop, like not acting anymore. It just kind of like faded off after a while.
It became less of a priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I stopped doing it, I could tell I was not happy. I could tell like I was a different version of myself that just didn't feel fulfilled, and I wasn't doing anything creative anymore. Yeah, that's so crazy to think about, that I just like had
such a
I
creative
lived a
cycle.
life, a long part of my life in my late 20s and 30s where I didn't do theater. And I like that can't it's almost like I blacked out that timeline because I'm like, I can't even imagine not doing a show a year, you know?
Yeah.
It's crazy to me
Yeah.
now. So it is like it's a big regret of mine. And I am somebody who like I know people are like, "Oh, you shouldn't have regrets." Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, "No, I don't mind having them because I learned from them. I know now I never want to quit. I know
Yeah, yeah.
now,
Yeah.
now that I'm back into doing theater, how much I love it and how much I missed it and how much my soul is just alive because I do theater and how much I honestly love being in the limelight now, which is kind of
Yeah, yeah.
cool coming from being such a shy kid and afraid of it. That I'm gonna be a little old lady in theater.
And doing theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't I'm gonna be a little blue-haired lady. A very tall one probably,
Very tall.
but
Very tall. Blue-haired lady. Yeah.
uh,
So can we talk a little bit about then was it sort of during this time that you started maybe spending a little bit more time with alcohol during that time?
I honestly think it was from the get-go of starting to drink.
Okay.
And I was just somebody who, um, because I turned 21 while I was, um, what would that be? Sophomore year
Ish.
in college,
Yeah.
probably. Um, and yeah, like I would go out every night, every single night, and then
Yeah, we
still
used
show
to
up to
do that, didn't
classes.
we?
Yeah, isn't that insane? I'm like, oh God, no.
We used to do
Gross.
that.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's something that like never really left my life completely. I mean, not like the going out every night obviously did, but as far as like feeling that extreme pleasure and that feeling of being like being able to let go and feel loose and my anxiety goes out the window and I can be my true goofy self with people and that kind of thing. I think I relied on that a lot in social settings, and I think that's kind of what kept me in the loop of drinking, I would say moderate to heavily. Yeah.
From the start.
Yeah.
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 Because I've never had a point in my life until recent where it was just like, "Oh, I'll just go out and have a drink," you know? It's like, no, we want to make sure we're getting a buzz. And if we're not getting that buzz, we're going to find out how we're going to get that buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say for myself that I never had a normal relationship with alcohol. It
Mm.
was from the start. It was
Yeah.
problematic drinking from the start.
Yeah.
Binge drinking from the start.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um so even during Youngblood and things like that, you were still staying out and
Oh yeah.
drinking
Oh
and
yeah.
all the things.
And that I mean that's even more fun because at that point you're like
This is community.
oh yeah.
This
Oh
is
yeah. And
well,
parties and stuff like that
yeah.
for Youngblood and events and yeah, and I still I still had a lot of shortcomings with my confidence and a lot of anxiety, which I still have, but it just allowed me to be in those rooms and with people I admired being in those rooms to not feel so intimidated, to just be able
Yeah.
to relax and stuff.
Yes.
And so it just became that crutch. Like it just became the thing where I'm like, well, if I'm going to go out and do this thing, like I will be
I'm gonna
drinking.
pregame.
Like yeah, oh that too.
Yeah.
Right, right. Yeah. Um mhm.
Well, so where do you feel like it what is the point when you really like said to yourself like, "Oh, this is a problem."
Is it crazy that it wasn't like that long ago?
No, not at all.
Yeah. And I mean there are the signs, right? Like I got a DUI in my late 20s, I think
Okay.
maybe 24, 25, something like that. I was still in college. I was in college at that point, yeah. Which like, maybe dial it back, kid. Like, but like when you have when
I
that's
got a
your
DUI when I
norm.
was 21 and I didn't
Yeah.
dial it back,
Yeah.
For 20
Yeah.
years I didn't dial it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, and it's wild to me when I look back like in my 20s and stuff when I was single and like the very dangerous situations I would put myself in to
Holy
after
cats.
party, like
Oh yeah.
going to a random stranger's basement that I met at the bar, and
100%.
it's just me and my girlfriend and then a bunch of dudes we
And a
don't
bunch of
know.
dudes.
Smart move, girls.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on. Like,
Horrifying. Well, when you look back on it, you're just like,
terrifying. Like,
what
thank God
kind of
nothing happened.
decision making did I throw out the
Yeah.
window to be in this room
Yeah.
of me and 6 large men?
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm having a great time,
Yes.
shit faced.
Right. Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that I did a lot of that, unfortunately. Um, but
Did you think so? But you didn't have any contemplation over that time at all. That you're just this is all hindsight going. This is
no,
problematic. Yeah.
no. And
Yeah.
I mean, it
Do you think
like
that that's just part of Wisconsin culture and the way that we're raised
I
and things?
think, unfortunately, a little bit because I think, like gosh, I remember like how people would like boast about their drinking,
Oh,
you know, and I'm like, is that a very Wisconsin thing? Because I feel like I don't know of a lot of people that have grown up outside of Wisconsin that have that kind of a thing. Like, it's like almost
I can
encouraged.
drink the wrestlers under the table.
Right. Yeah, I was proud of being able to shotgun a beer faster than all the guys at the party.
Yeah.
I
Watch me
was
do
like,
this awesome keg stand.
yeah. So funny when you think about it. It's
Just as it's some point of pride or like
yeah,
or
yeah. It
some
shouldn't be.
and it should
It should.
not be.
I wish someone would have like I don't know who, like, I don't know who would ever just
Who
come
at a
into your life and
party
be
is
like,
gonna
"Hey, like, it's actually not that cool to, like, binge drink all the time." Maybe I need to hear
right
that,
right
but, like, you don't like, drinking is such a personal thing that you don't see how people are actually drinking until they tell you, and that's part of alcoholism too, like, or abusing it, like, when it got to like my final days of binge drinking and stuff, it was I don't know what clicked exactly. I was in therapy, and of course, I'm just trying to make strides in life in general. I'm trying to better myself in all different ways, and it was something that I brought up.
well, and let's say too, you did end up getting a divorce.
Yeah,
Yeah, so you had to go through that
yeah,
whole heartbreak and
yeah.
process as well.
Hmm.
So
Right.
that can't help.
No. Feel very depressing.
And then going back into dating life and all that kind of
Mm.
stuff and new relationships
Ooh,
and things.
I feel like an alien. I feel like an alien after I got divorced. Like, it's so isolating. Yeah, that's a really tough experience. Um,
Were you drinking a lot then too?
I feel like there was a point because of COVID, like believe it or not, I actually slowed down quite a bit during COVID, even though we were indoors a lot.
Very
I know,
interesting.
right? Like my hangovers stopped because I wasn't drinking and that
What?
kind of thing. I know. And so there was a while where it was like pretty moderate and like
Okay.
fine. And
Okay.
like
Doing a lot of
I'm
puzzles.
sure there were probably times during, my healing from divorce that I'm sure I binge drank. That was a pretty common thing. But I wouldn't say that it was necessarily like the coping mechanism for me or anything. I think just like
Wow.
yeah. I really was working hard to kind of figure out how to take care of myself for the first time alone again. Um and one of like a few of the things that helped me then, which actually helped me now with a lot, um, it's honestly you feel your emotions the second they happen. If you're gonna cry, cry.
Yeah.
Feel it now. Otherwise, you're gonna bottle that up and it's gonna hit you like a ton of bricks later on. So just feel it now. Whatever the feeling is. If you're angry, if you be angry. And it's also self-identifying. Like you talk to yourself. You say like, okay, I'm feeling a lot right now. And I would say, what are you feeling? I'd say I'm feeling really angry. And I would say back, okay, I can see that you're feeling angry.
Hmm.
And you just like self-validate every feeling that comes up in your brain.
Hmm.
Um
Where did
and
you learn that? Who, where, what?
I feel like there is a really good book I learned that from,
Okay,
and I can't remember what.
what book that
If
was?
somebody knows what that sounds
Put it in the
familiar
comments.
to,
Tell us what it was.
or I probably have it at home still. But yeah, that it was just trying to like self-validate my feelings and take care of myself because let's be real, the people that you rely on can't be with you all the time.
Yeah.
At 3 in the morning when you're really upset and you can't go to
Your brain
sleep,
is spinning.
yeah, they can't be with you. So you got to figure out how to get through those things by yourself. And that sounds scary, but once you actually get over it and realize all the work that you did and how much better off you are because of it, it's worth it, you know? And I have no regrets about divorce at all. Um, I love my ex-husband. I will always have love for him, but
Sure.
we were just not compatible people. And I think the sooner that we kind of moved on from each other, the better. Because it would have sucked to like start hating each other, and I'm glad that it didn't get to that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
are there feelings of hate during divorce? Oh, for sure, because like you're so frustrated and angry about like what you thought your projection looked like is different now. You kind of want to blame that person.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so being single and stuff, I did get back into bartending because I wanted to meet people and mingle, and this all comes back to alcohol again. So I got a job at the Laughing Tap as a bartender, stand-up comedy, and that put me in a whole other social world with comedians and
And this is
uh,
after COVID.
yeah, this is well after. Oh, no, maybe not well after. Maybe it's like a year after.
Okay.
Um, can't remember what year that was
Yeah, 'cause I'm trying
exactly.
to think of when Kemple opened that. Yeah.
Yeah. Keppel, put it in the comments. If he's watching.
Yeah, was not watching.
He's gonna
Kemple's
hate
too busy.
he's gonna hate watch this. Um yeah, so that put me in a whole other social world
That
and
put
then
you right back into
going into
that.
dating, like you go out for drinks, you do that
Yeah.
kind of thing. And when you're socializing and a lot of the comedians are in their 30s, like early 30s actually, and um so that's like a fun party crowd and whatever, and I put myself back into that and it kind of felt nice to hang out with people like younger than me. I was like, I feel cool, you know. um, but yeah, I could tell then that's when it started to get like I started kind of questioning things of my relationship with alcohol
Okay.
because I started bringing it up to my therapist at that point.
Okay.
And yeah, so this Sinclair method, I stumbled into it very late. So I wanted
So
to, yeah,
when you got into the bug process,
yeah,
you
I
were
was completely sober.
completely sober
Yep.
at that point.
Yep.
And on that path.
Yep.
And I don't know, you never really said anything about whether or not you were comfortable with that path
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
anything.
Well, let's talk about it.
How did you feel about that path?
I will say, like sobriety actually felt really good. Like
It's very
a lot of
nice to not
clarity.
wake up with any
Yeah.
sort of
Oh, absolutely.
cloudiness in the
Yeah.
morning.
Can't make any mistakes. Like, so I did go down the AA route for, I would say like it was only a little over a month. I mean, I did it like I was in meetings frequently.
Okay.
Yeah. And I also was dabbling in smart recovery.
Okay.
Smart recovery is like a science-based recovery program.
Mhm.
And you learn like these tools and stuff to um like work on your healing and like figure out why you're drinking, that kind of a thing.
Mhm, mhm.
So I really like that. I actually like the blend of the two, but I had a sponsor, and one of the things that turned me off from AA permanently was that my sponsor said to me, um, if you're going to do SMART meetings, you shouldn't do AA anymore. And I didn't like that.
Oh,
Because why I didn't like that was I knew that both things were really helping me, and
working for
two
you.
very different approaches to it, but I like the science-based approach and like that it's very cognitive and like that kind of thing. But I also liked like this more interesting camaraderie and stuff that was around AA and like how much more available it was, or really cool
Yeah.
like AA events and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
Um,
Two very different approaches.
yeah,
But
yeah,
like you say, we're working for
yeah,
you in
right,
very
right.
different ways. And here's where I start to get, nervous about hardlining things, because recovery should be about what it takes for you to heal yourself and be present
Yeah,
and available
yeah,
and just here.
yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. And so and
Yeah,
so and so if somebody's saying to you, you can't do this or you
yeah,
can't do that, I have a really challenging time with that,
same.
because it's like, who wrote that Bible,
Yeah,
and what kind, and are we setting ourselves up for failure, and all of those kinds of things. And when we feel failure, then we feel shame,
hmm,
then we want to drink,
yeah,
then we, like
yes,
all of those
yeah,
kinds of
yeah,
things.
yeah,
So
yeah. It like that was it. That was
until you're like, okay, well, here you
yeah. I
go.
was like, well, and then I stuck with SMART, and I would go to those meetings. And someone really close to me, who is also an alcoholic, they would go to the meetings with me, so that was really nice.
Oh yeah.
Cool, like and like a cool way to bond too, like
Yeah.
on a different level. Um, and then the thing with like that part of recovery is that I felt this like I don't know if maybe you've ever felt this, but I felt really alienated from life. I felt like I don't know how to put my finger on it, but um it didn't feel right. Like it almost felt like this like very medicinal or very
Like you were taking one addiction and replacing it with another
yeah, like it
addiction.
felt so extreme to me
Okay.
that I was like something feels off about this, and I was like I really want this to click and I want this to stick. And I don't know how. I can't remember how I found out about the Sinclair method. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, where did that come from?
I think maybe it was a curiosity about this drug called naltrexone, which
Okay.
is utilized. So, the Sinclair diet is tied to naltrexone, and it's a medication-based recovery
Yeah.
program. And naltrexone is an opioid blocker. So you can take it, at the beginning of your day. You can take it. You have to at least take it an hour before you were to have an alcoholic beverage.
Okay.
Um, and what it does, and early on, you are encouraged to have an alcoholic beverage because of what you end up realizing, and what was crazy to me the first time. Also, like keep in mind, I was like almost like going on 3 months sober at this
Okay.
point. And so I'm starting the Sinclair method and I'm on this drug.
So
And
you had to talk to your
yeah.
GP,
So
your
I got into RIA Health, which is like a teleservice health program, and they specialize in the Sinclair program.
okay.
So I got prescribed by a psychiatrist with them.
Okay.
I had found out about the Sinclair diet and how it works from a TED talk on YouTube. I'm trying to think of her name, Claudia Christian, who is a American actress, somebody who had tried all the methods to get sober and really struggled with it, and then she found this. And then I just started looking into it. I was like, what do you mean? Like, what is this? I was like, and it talked about how it can like normalize drinking, but usually what ends up happening to people is that they start with like a few drinks, then it goes down to one, then it goes down to one like every few days, and it goes down to one a week, and then they just kind of like, I lost
I don't need it.
interest. And so the moment I was about to consume alcohol for the first time after being sober for so
3
long
months.
was pretty scary.
Horrifying.
And so I went with my best friend on purpose, and we went to Great Lakes Distillery. And, like the whole ride there and everything, she's so supportive. But she was like, if at any time you're just like, I need to get out of here, like I'm no longer comfortable, like just let me know. Like I'm here to support you, blah, blah, blah. And so I remember I ordered my drink, and
You had already taken
I had
the
already
medication.
taken the
Okay.
medication, yeah. And I ordered my drink, and we just got into conversation. I forgot it was even there. It was so bizarre. And then like I took a sip of it, which like again, it's alcohol for the first time. I was like, oh my God, I don't really know if this drug is gonna work. You don't know until you know, right?
Right.
So I'm like, so what if like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, that feels so
I
good
need
again.
6 more.
Right.
Yeah.
And the opposite happened, where just like I like nursed this drink that, and it's like one of my favorite cocktails too. And I was like, oh. And what
Did
also,
it taste good?
oh yeah, it was delicious. It was delicious. Yeah. And that was kind of a nice thing. Or I'm like, I truly miss like the taste of wine and like the taste of
Sure.
a cocktail. I'm like, well, if this works, maybe it will work. Let's find out. And the only way to find out is to jump in
Just do
head
it.
first with it, right? Because I went the opposite route. I didn't find the Sinclair method first. I found all the like sober methods first.
Yeah.
And then did that.
Yeah.
And the research behind the Sinclair method is amazing. And the long-term like being able to handle like recovery, long-term recovery, 80% of people will recover from alcohol abuse.
That's badass.
And like that's here, let me find my stats.
Okay.
I took down some stats.
Stats.
It's actually this is crazy. So the long-term success for Sinclair method is up to 80%.
Okay.
For AA long-term, it's up to 10%.
Holy cow.
Most people relapse. That's why it's not long-term. And then smart recovery is 42%.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So I was like, well, if this is actually as cool as it sounds, maybe I won't feel like an alien anymore. Maybe I can start down the path for recovery that actually works for me. And like the thing that was also kind of scary was giving up the meetings, because like I didn't feel in good faith going to a meeting being like, I'm sober, but I'm not, right?
Some people are very hardline about
Yeah.
about recovery and what that looks like.
Right.
And
Right.
no consumption of drugs
Yeah.
at all.
And so I wouldn't have felt good being in a room with people who are opening up about sobriety and like that kind of
And
thing.
you're like,
and
I
being
just had my favorite drink.
Right. So I still go to therapy all the time and everything. Yeah, it's insane. Because so what
So you had
happens?
that one drink.
Yeah, and so what happens is that you don't get the dopamine hit from alcohol. And so your brain is like, wait a minute. Well, if this isn't rewarding, then
What the fuck
boring.
are we doing it for?
And I tell people, I'm like, it's like drinking a soda. Like I get pleasure out of it because like it's tasty,
Sure.
but there's no.
And it does have sugar.
Yeah, but there's no like buzz thing which makes you want another one.
Yep. The thing.
Yeah.
The actual thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so far,
okay,
it's been working.
Okay.
So now, like, I mean, I guess I don't ever know. Obviously, it didn't say it's a 100% success rate.
It did not say 100%.
Right. But the one thing that I really am refusing to do, like, I like, the thing is, like, I don't think I will come off of the drug. There's no like issue with staying on the drug the rest of my life, like I would an antidepressant or something, like, um, I'm sure people stop taking it. I think people do. But for me, I was like, I wouldn't even want to make that decision for an entire year. I am very dedicated to
Okay.
and that's why I like to take it in the morning because I don't have to think about it.
Okay.
Because like if it had to be 1 hour before I was going to go out and get a drink, I'm like, that's what I'm going to mess up,
Sure.
But you can take another one. Like you can take a two dosage so
Okay.
that it's like double down before you go out.
Okay.
So if you're worried about being triggered in a space, like
Okay.
maybe a wedding, like
Sure.
take another one and then it works even harder because it's freshly in your system. Like any drug, like the first hour or two, it's more impactful than later on.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So so what does that look like now then? You're having a drink in a social situation
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like a normal person?
Yeah. But it's
Like a
like,
normie?
but it's crazy like how I am about it now. Which like I never thought I would be, so I love it, right? I mean, I even told my psychiatrist, as like my friend bought like a 4-pack of wines or something for a movie we went to, and I had one at the movie. Yes, we sneak in some wine and like snacks and everything.
It's not okay.
But
Boo.
but she gave me the extra one, or I had it somehow, or maybe I bought them. I forget what the story was. Anyways, I had an extra little bottle of wine, and I had it in my pantry for 3 weeks. Didn't touch it. No interest. There were times where I'm like, oh, I could have some wine and watch a movie. I'm like, nah, or I could just, not.
Or I could just watch a movie.
Yeah. And like, yeah, it's like I just
Yeah,
forget
that's
about
where
it now.
that's where I would start getting like I would start personally, I would start feeling concerned is if I'm drinking alone by myself at home.
Yeah.
That's where things start getting
Sure. Yeah.
real squishy
Yeah.
and real the pitfalls I think are that's a slope right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't typically have alcohol in my house either
Mm.
on purpose. I don't think I would fall into the habits of like taking a little swig here and there. Like I don't think I would do that anymore. Just because like I'm obviously not attracted to it naturally. But I'm like, why not just eliminate it anyway? Like no harm, no foul. We don't have alcohol in the house.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Like
It's
so
it's just amazing and it does this is where that question comes in of what does recovery actually look like?
Yeah.
What does recovery mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean for each person?
Mhm.
I feel like for me, recovery means no alcohol.
Yeah.
I just I don't even you are a brave soul to even try that because
Yeah.
I would be sweating.
Yeah.
Uh, I would feel so. Oh, I went to a restaurant this past weekend. Husband and I were camping and we didn't feel like cooking, so we went to a restaurant. It's a small, tiny town, and I ordered a mocktail, and I sipped it, and I was like, I don't know. It had a bite to it,
Oh.
and I was like, So I took another sip, and I was like, I don't know. So I asked the waitress. I was like, "Are you sure this is, mocktail?" And she's
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, it's." I was like, can I get something else? Can I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
sure?"
Oh my God.
So she
Yeah.
did I did have just a straight plain old non-alcoholic rosé, which I've learned that I
Yeah.
enjoy.
Yeah.
And I can just have one of those.
Mhm.
Because what bothers me with those is like this is a lot of sugar. I don't want to eat this much
Yeah,
sugar.
there's that too. I
So
know,
I'm
I
just like
agree.
I'm just gonna do the one
Yeah.
and we're gonna be done with it. That feels like my good spot. Like to have a non-alcoholic rosé like when I
Mhm.
go out to dinner
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was really like and I started sweating when I was going through that experience. I was like, I don't I don't like this, so so I know what my line
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
and I don't drink the non-alcoholic rosé and go, God, I wish I had another, thing, I need to drink now. I just don't. I
Hmm.
go to bed just fine. I wake up in the morning, I do my yoga, like those
Yeah.
kinds of things. It's
Yeah.
it's a nothing burger for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that again, that piece of what is recovery?
Hmm. Right.
I do think I would love to be able to drink like a normal person,
I know what I'm saying.
but I
Yeah.
don't think I'm that person.
Yeah.
I just don't think I'm that person.
Yeah. No, and that makes a lot of sense. And it's also the commitment to taking the drug.
Yeah,
You have to take it. And like, I highly recommend if anyone is interested in the Sinclair method, look up that
do
TED
the
Talk.
research and
It's
do the TED Talk.
amazing
Yeah.
because like she'll talk about her experience in relationship with alcohol, and she was a really bad alcoholic. And she would talk about relapsing because she would like purposely stop taking the drug.
Oh,
And like I'll be honest, I'm terrified to like if I'm going to be in a social situation where there could be alcohol or if like even at a restaurant, I'm like, just take the medication, you know? And that's again why I just take it during the day because I'm like, then it's always in my system and I'm safe.
yeah.
But I've noticed that more recently I've been kind of planning ahead with my week and being like, all right, what situations might you be drinking in or feel like more compelled to have a drink like while you're out? And then that influences the rest of my week about how I'm not going to drink. So like coming up on Sunday, the cast for Merry Wives, we're gonna go to the director's house and be social and everything. And they're big like winos and stuff. So I'm like, well, that will be the day that you have a drink.
Okay.
And like I'm not worried about it at all, and I love that. Like it feels so strange because I've never been somebody who's just like, eh. I mean, it gets a little boring. I can tell I've isolated quite a bit more because like I'm not so interested in going to bars and stuff like that,
Sure.
you know?
Sure. Your culture
Um,
has shifted.
yeah. It's like the only place I really go to is Great Lakes Distillery because they have like amazing cocktails. And I'm like, well, I love cocktails because I like the whole flavor and like all the components that go to it in it,
Sure.
right? Um, and so that feels more worth it. Like, I don't really like beer and just like drinking on a whim. Um, Not a thing. And I can tell that like even naturally I have like a 2 drink limit and I'm just kind of like or like it just makes my stomach upset and then I'm
I have
really
heard
turned
that
off
as
by
well.
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh no, we aren't interested in drinking." Like
Yeah.
and I could see myself moving back into being sober, but I think this is the journey that I'm on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but as time is going on, I just feel like I'm so aware of like how it really doesn't do anything for me in any way, shape, or form. And it allows me to not feel alienated, which means I feel like I want to stick with it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It does make sense.
Um, yeah. So far so good.
Good.
And I know I just have to be honest with myself that if it starts to become a problem again, then start opening up those conversations and we're gonna have to go back to a different
Talk
route.
to your
But
therapist, talk to your doctor,
yeah,
and
yeah. But it's weird
one
because
step at a
like
time.
I meet with my psychiatrist and he's like, how's that drug working for you? I'm like, it's amazing. He's like, isn't it quite the miracle? I'm like, no joke. I'm like, I feel like I'm a whole different person.
But I do think that you have to be intentional with it. I think if
Yes.
that TED Talk teaches you anything,
Yes.
you can go off it at any
Oh
time and
yeah.
just be like,
Oh yeah.
I'm done with that crap.
Yep.
Yeah. So you do still have to be committed to recovery itself.
Right.
It just might not look like
Right.
the 100% sobriety that
Mhm.
some people value about recovery.
Yeah. And you just gotta it's still figuring out the reason why you started down that path to begin with.
Sure.
Like it's still that work is still there.
Sure.
I've always been really fascinated by doing that kind of stuff. Um But I can tell that, like, with letting go of alcohol, that when we coming back to, like, confidence and stuff, I feel like my confidence has grown quite a bit
Yay.
because I feel like it's no longer that crutch that, like, in a social situation, it can make me feel good. Because even if I have it, I don't get the effects
You
of
don't get the
it,
buzz off it.
so I
It
don't
doesn't
like
matter.
the vibe
Yeah.
anyway. So, like, and like, I'm more choosy about the events and, like, the social situations I'll be in. Because, like, if I'm anxious, like, I'm a very socially anxious person, so, um, I'm just a little bit more, like, picky about what makes me comfortable, or if I'm no longer comfortable, we'll just leave, like
What a novel
I know,
idea.
like, but it
Leaving places you're not
I
comfortable
know.
with. So interesting.
Mhm. Right.
Yeah. That's so great. That's it's just a great thing to know that it's out there
Yeah.
and it's available for people.
Yeah.
And for people who are really struggling,
Mhm.
there is help.
Mhm. Yep. Yeah, I know a lot of people, who are in recovery too, just will go on naltrexone as, like, an aid
Yeah.
because you just lose interest in it, but, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Can I ask you some questions?
Yeah,
Can we do the recovery round?
sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to ask 5 questions
Okay.
and you can say pass if you're
Am I
like,
slouching? Are my boobs showing? Hold on.
"Eh, we're making rehearsal and recovery very sexy." And if you're like, "Meh." But really it's supposed to be like the first thing that, comes to your mind
Okay.
kind of thing. So just like whatever
Okay.
happens. Oh, let's put the glasses on cuz Oh, this one is good for you. What's one myth about recovery you want to bust?
That AA is not the only way. I feel like it's like the easy go-to. I think a lot of people,
It's such a long-standing institution.
it is. But I think that if it does not work for you, don't give up on your recovery. Just find the thing that does work. And if it's aiding you, even in the short term, stick with it while you're dipping your toes into something else. So then you have it as the fallback. And then, yeah, find the thing that you like. Because I could say a lot about AA. I'm not a fan at all.
But really it is find the thing that works for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Find the thing that
Yeah.
that helps you be that true authentic self that
Yeah.
you can be.
Hmm.
Yeah? Um what does freedom mean to you now?
Ooh. I think it's kind of what I had said about there's this like growth to me. And it's like I think the biggest compliment is when people really close to me see it. I love that. Like my best friend has said like you've really grown quite a bit in like the last year and whatnot.
Yay.
And that is true. And I think it's because like if you're not going to make all these mistakes of drinking, like there goes any future shame or present day shame. So I got to worry about some past, but like
Oh, I can always find ways to feel shameful about
oh,
something.
I know, but at least not about that.
At least not about that. Yeah.
But like the confidence I got from um being in recovery is pretty amazing, and I have the energy now to actually
Right.
do all the things I like. And I mean, my God, I'm so worn down by, work and then having done 2 shows back to back that I'm like, yup. Like, it's a lot. I need that energy. So I can't imagine like trying to go out on the weekend and like binge drink and then go right
And
back
then
into the
do the
same
things that you're
cycle.
doing. Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It wouldn't
Yeah.
happen.
That's great. What's the bravest thing you've done on stage?
For me, being nudie, being naked.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that's
pretty-
that's pretty
It's
brave.
pretty terrifying.
It's pretty brave.
It's not something I would ever be able to do again. But that was Youngblood years. We actually had to run the show twice because of a tragedy that took place the first run. But it was Red Light Winter,
Oh,
and
yeah.
myself in the lead were both nude on stage. And like a pretty explicit kind of a scene because
Yeah.
that was like a red light district.
Yep. Also a very good play. If you don't know it,
Oh,
go,
it is
go and,
good. It's
go and
really
read it. Yeah,
pretty dark.
but it's really great.
So that was Youngblood.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that would be
What's harder, recovery or opening night?
recovery.
Okay.
Yeah. Recovery.
You're
Or
like,
like
opening night is cake now.
no, I mean it's like I'm proud of that shit, you know. Not
Sure.
that I'm not proud of recovery, but like recovery is yeah.
A whole nother
like,
level.
Yeah, and it's like it's a path that you're very uncertain about. Whereas like at least you're so well rehearsed for opening night.
Yeah,
Just your nerves get in the way.
path.
My nerves get in the way with recovery too, you know?
sure.
So
What's next for you?
what's next in general in life?
I don't know. What comes to mind when I say what's next for you?
Well, I'm going to be enjoying the fall. I was in I was in Bug
Yep.
with Constructivists, and then I jumped into doing Summer Station Delafield, Mary
Yep.
Wants of Windsor, with 1 week in between to chill. So I'm in need of a break. And so the fall is my absolute favorite, and I try to not do theater in the fall, and I know there are usually really good things to audition for the fall too, which is funny, but I enjoy it so much, and I gave up my summer, so I'm not going to give up my fall.
Cool.
And on top of that, I'm going to start a new venture into a career, which is going to start as a side hustle, but my dream would to be able to make it into my main gig. But I'm finally going to get into styling.
Good for you.
And so I'm going to start a company called The Girlfriend Effect, and it is men's styling. Because as I said to my best friend, if there are things that you complain about, you should fix them. And I complain about men and how terrible their style is all the time. So I'm like, so why not help them?
Offer your
Let's help them.
services.
You know, I'm like, there's obviously a niche for it. So like, let's do it. And I've styled some men before that have reached out to me. They were my friends who were like, can you help me with this? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, and then I went to my hairstylist like a month or so ago. And I was talking about it. I was like, I don't want to find another full-time job. I'm like, but it would be nice to make some more money so I can be more comfortable and do extra things I want to do. And I was like, I wish I could have like a side hustle or whatever. And he's like, well, think about things that you're already good at. He's like, well, about styling. I'm like, I don't know. But that's like what started it. It kind of like planted that seed. And I was like, why not start styling
Why
as
not?
a job, you know?
Yeah.
And offer services and do it virtually so it can grow and morph into a thing that could be greater than local. But it is very much the skeleton right
Okay.
now. It's all of like figuring out how programs work, figuring out your email templates, like you know, like all the stuff
I
that
know
you have
all
to put
this stuff.
together. And I like
If you need somebody to talk
I
to,
might. Yeah, probably will.
if you
'Cause
need a
eventually-
website,
That's the thing. I was like, I'll eventually need websites and like all this other stuff. It was even like how to get payment. I was like, there's so many different routes to go. I'm like,
Yeah.
there's so much to think about before I can even send out the very
getting an
first announcement
LLC
to accept it.
and all
Yeah.
those kinds of things. Yeah.
And because it's so representative of who I am, at least that's how I feel, like it would be my baby of a product.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a perfectionist about it. And so I'm very nervous about putting something out there that is just gonna like make me fall flat on my face. So like it's the building blocks, and then I think I'm almost done, and then there's like 12 more things that
12
I
more
need to
questions.
figure out, and I'm like, you know, and I don't really know where to go for all the answers all the time, but I'll start putting it out there on Facebook for advice from people. Be like, can anyone help me with this thing, or what about that?
Do it.
I'm figuring out Google Forms right now for the first time.
I'm a Google Form master.
Good. I will be reaching
If you
out.
need some help,
I will probably need help.
I made a Google form for my class reunion.
Oh, that's awesome.
I did. Other story. Well, I wish you all the luck, because you really are one of the best dressed people I know. So I think that is a great idea for you. I think that that's a fantastic
Oh,
idea.
it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Anytime I've styled men just for like the hell of it, I'm like, that was a lot of fun.
For
I
fun.
ask people if I can make them style boards because I'm like, I just want to do this thing. So I'm like, so that's already doing the job that I want. I'll just get paid for it.
Just get paid for it. Yeah.
And then like grow that over time, because the more, backing I get on it, the more proof that I have a good end product, then like I'll get more clients and we can kind of see what happens there.
Do you have a tax person?
No, I know. I don't have a tax guy. I need a tax guy.
You need a tax guy.
Okay. I got a financial advisor.
That's
But
a good
not a-
place to
not a
start.
tax
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Maybe he has some ideas.
I have answers.
Okay. We'll talk.
We'll talk. Thank you so much, Tess, for sharing your story. I really do think it's a real viable path for people who feel like recovery might be out of reach.
Yeah.
I really think that it's something that people really, really need to look into.
Or even if you want to just dial back on your drinking, the Sinclair Method would be very beneficial.
Yeah.
So if you're worried about it,
Look into it.
try it out.
Look into it. And I always say, talk to a doctor.
Yeah.
Talk to your
Yeah.
people.
Make sure
that
a team behind
make
you.
sure that you have a team behind you. Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for sharing.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
pleasure.
We'll talk more later.
All right.
Okay. Bye. Rehearsal and Recovery is produced by me, Jamilyn Gray, with support from Let's Go Windows and Doors, Get More for Less with Less, and music from Radd X. Please join us every Tuesday as we talk with a new artist about their recovery journey on Rehearsal and Recovery.